got a great healing for you tonight, so thank you for joining me. It's called My Space, and it's 4 different things that make up your space. The first one is your grounding cord. The second one is your aura. The third is the center of your head. And then the fourth is your protection rose. So you're going to get a healing on all 4 parts tonight. So let me go ahead and get started by setting the energy with a prayer. As we cleanse and heal the temple of the soul, may it be with the blessing of divinity, that it shine its countenance upon us and bring us peace in body, mind, and spirit. Amen. Almost missed that. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the grounding cord as the first thing to be healed tonight. So let's take a look at that. So people, lots of people are the first thing that I see in the grounding cord. A lot of friends, business associates, even family members. Let me move them all out. Your space just looks so much more inviting than their own. So that's why they jump into your grounding cord, because they don't know how to ground, and you look a lot more grounded and together. Okay, the next thing I see is survival energy, which is located, your survival information is located in your first chakra at the base of your spine, right where the grounding cord connects. So I see some survival energy there that needs to get cleared. And in that, there's a bit of a buildup of pictures there that have not been released down the grounding cord, that kind of get clumped up right at the opening of the grounding cord. So I'm working on that. Looks like there's some old anger, again, bunched up at the base of the spine. And then there's some stuck emotional energy. And problems. It's good. The grounding cord is starting to work better now. It's like things are getting flushed down it, and I can see stuff moving. And maybe a lot of you have been sick lately because I see sickness in the top of the grounding cord that needs to be released. And with that sickness is some medical energy. And with that is some medicine, like the energy of medicine that needs to come out. And speaking of medicine, I was just working on somebody today that got one of those steroid inhalers and was still having trouble getting the energy of that out like 3 weeks later. So those medications, although they're helpful, a lot of times the energy takes a really long time to come out. Oh, cords going into the grounding cord. So let me take those out. Lots of cords flapping in the back. And then a couple of beings plugged into the first chakra there at the beginning of the grounding cord. And the grounding cord connection is really good. It goes all the way to the center of the planet. It's been flowing really well. It's anchored in firmly. So good job. Good job. I like what I see. All right, that looks nice and cleaned out and everything's flowing well. So I'm going to fill in your grounding cord with a big gold sun. All right. And the next part of your space is your aura. Now there's 7 layers to the aura, and depending on how you're keeping your aura, you really want it close to your body so that when you're walking down the street, people aren't walking through it and dumping their you know what in it, whatever that is that they want to dump in it. Could be problems, could be low level energy, could be beings. So you want to keep it about 2 to 3 feet from the edge of your body. And right now, when I look at the auras, they're pretty far away from the body. So that's the first thing I'm going to do is call the edge in. I know for myself, like when I'm home and I get lazy, the edge of my aura spreads throughout the whole place. So I have to be mindful of that and collect it up. So you might pay attention to that for yourself when you're home and just take a look at where the edge of your aura is. Is it at the edge of the room? Is it at the edge of the whole house? Does it go out to the edge of the property? Because it could easily. Okay, when I ground the aura and bring it in, the first thing that I notice are pictures that have been like unblown pictures that are floating around the aura. So I'm gonna take a gold sticky rose and start to gather those up. That's another thing. When your aura is spread out, you can't really see what's going on in the aura. So it's easy to leave pictures unprocessed, unblown, because they're far away from you. If your aura edge is 20, 30 feet away from you, you're not really looking at what's in it. And as I'm cleaning up pictures in the aura, I'm also noticing ridges, pain ridges in the aura. And I'm going to try to smooth those out. Pain ridges show up in your aura when you release pain from a picture. So let's say I cleared a picture from my throat chakra that had a lot of pain on it. That goes out into the aura. And if you look at the edge of the aura, it creates like a ripple. And that ripple is what we call a pain ridge. So it feels really good to have them cleaned out. So that's what I'm working on right now. There's some ridges in the aura around the face. And the back of the head. And a big ridge out in front and the back of the heart chakra. A couple of little ripples out in front of the third chakra. And a big one out in front of the second chakra, which is your emotional and sexual chakra. And then also on the back side, down by the lower back, which is the back of the second chakra, there's also a big pain ridge there. There, now that's all smoothing out. We used to do pain ridge healings when I had the brick and mortar schools in LA or in Redondo, where you would take your hands and like rake the edge of the aura. You'd be raking that pain ridge down, and they felt so good. And we can do that using our astral hands in class. We haven't done that in a long time. I think I was showing them in Healing from A to Z, but that was such a great space to be able to do the actual aura healings in person. I miss that. Well, what's nice about getting that aura cleaned up is I'm starting to see some creative energy flowing in it now. So I'm seeing multicolored, sparkling energy coming up. Okay. Let me check all the way around. There's cords, especially cords on the back. I've really noticed them on the back. And that's when people cord you on the backside, is when they don't want you to know they're cording you. So they think they're being sly and sneaky. So lots of cords at the back of the heart chakra, the back of the third and the second. And some going into the head. Not that many on the front side tonight. Okay, I'm filling up the holes with some gold. All right. The aura looks pretty good right now. It's a lot clearer. I can see from edge to edge. And it's tighter, which is good. So I'm going to fill that in with a big gold sun. All right. Next space is the center of your head. So that is right in your sixth chakra and kind of the space around your sixth chakra. Let's take a look at what's in there. I already know what's going to be in there. Beings, beings, and beings. So let me start there. Beings love to hide at the back of the center of your head. So when you're doing your meditation, you have to imagine that you're twisting your head all the way around and looking behind you. And sometimes you'll see little eyes poking out of the darkness. Sometimes you'll see the face of the being, or like they can be little ones or big ones. But I would always check the back of your head. Right now, I'm just clearing like your basic garden variety beings. Some are low level. I'm going to get the snakes in just a minute. So some of those beings need a hello from you. So that's why I say in your meditation, imagine that you're turning around at some point and looking at the back of your head, because some of them aren't leaving just from a hello from me. So that means you have to go in there and give them a hello. And that's because you have healing agreements with them. Okay, now what I almost forgot, I'm gonna go ahead and remove some low level beings, some destroy beings that we call snakes. They almost tricked me into forgetting. Okay, as I clear that energy, the next thing that I see is family energy, and in particular, parents. So say hello to your parents. And let's move them out. And they do not like to be moved out because that is such a great control space to be able to sit in somebody else's head and control their energy. Then what's behind that, or I should say, what I notice after I move the parental energy out is siblings. Then the next energies I see are effort, resistance, and unconscious energy. Good. You're doing a good job releasing unconscious energy. I can see that coming out. Good. We had clairvoyant class the other night, and everybody was experiencing unconscious energy coming out, which is totally normal when you're starting to learn how to read. And it's also normal when you're just learning how to run energy or do energy tools, because that unconscious energy sits on top of pain. And everything we do is to clear pain. So it's inevitable that that unconscious energy is going to show up. So you did a good job releasing it just now. And we got some resistance out and some effort out. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that space in with the big gold sun from front to back. All right. Center of the head, done. Next is protection rose. I'm going to actually look at your tool of a protection rose. And the first thing I see is unconscious energy in the protection rose, lots of white energy. And again, I see mom and dad. I see bosses. The boss doesn't want you having a protection rose. They want to be able to program you. And when you have a protection rose up, it really eliminates a lot of somebody else's ability to program you. Then I see doubt, like doubting your abilities, doubting that a little tiny image of a rose is actually going to protect you, which it does, and it can. Then I see a lot of wax thrown at the protection rose. They look like little chips and digs in around the aura of the protection rose. So let's do some healing work. Because like I was saying, people don't want you protecting yourself, really. They want to be able to access you, your information, your energy. So it's some people are like offended when you put up a protection rose, but that's not really your problem. Your goal is to protect yourself and your information. Yep, a lot of wax. And the wax are really the result of competition. So I'm also saying hello to competition and clearing that. Now I can see your protection rose really clearly, and it's beautiful. It's tonight I see it as like a rosy pink protection rose. It's very full. The petals are very defined, and it's big and it's strong. So just clearing out a little bit of foreign energy really made a difference in that. I'm going to go ahead and fill that in with the big gold sun. And try that out tomorrow. See how your protection rose works for you tomorrow. See if you notice a difference. All right. It's filled in. I'm going to go ahead and close out the healing. May it be with the blessing of divinity that this My Space healing tonight in the sanctuary be complete. Amen. All right, now let me take a look at your space. There's so much more room now for liveliness. I think getting the beings out and just those lower level energies made a big difference because there's more buoyancy in your auras. There's more creative energy flowing. There's better flow in the grounding cord. And you have space in the center of your head. So use that space wisely. Fill it in with gold suns tonight so that it doesn't get filled in by somebody else. Good. I hope you liked that healing. That was fun. I just have an announcement for next week. It's next Monday. Let me double check. Next Monday night is Seek and You Will Find, where you can come ask me a question and I'll answer it to you in the form of a healing. So I hope to see you next Monday night. It's not too far away. And thanks again for joining me tonight. That was fun getting to take a look at your space. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you Monday. Bye-bye.